welcome to the Reflection Show with me, Martha and Abila. Today we are giving you a different kind of setup. We just want to have a conversation with the ladies. We just want to talk, so we're just relaxing on the floor. We want to look at the career path that we choose as young people. How do we choose the career path, and especially focusing on people in the informal sector, some of the challenges that they face and how they have been able to come. So whether it's plumbing, whether it's engineering, electricals, whatever that they are doing as young people, how did they get there? What are some of the challenges that they have faced, and what you can also take out from all of those challenges? Let's go for a break. When we are back, we start the conversation. Stay tuned.
Books by Pastor A.L. Fant. They are inspired by the Holy Spirit, simple to comprehend, relevant in application, and so lovely to read. Grab copies like Dynamics of Kingdom Influence, Dynamics of Ministry, Mark is King for Church Workers, Money Matters, and she calls herself a woman. This marriage must work. No more curses. Loaded mouth. Secrets of kingdom dominion. The exploits of service. Things fall apart. Church without bleeding pulpit. Singles mingle, and many more.
Welcome back. It's still the Reflection Show with me, Martha and Abila. I'll just let them introduce themselves and we see how the conversation goes. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm Ali Mia Rosemore, a welder and also a mechanical engineer.
Hey, a welder. And then a better stories.
Hey, I'm Mohammed Ubaida, plumbing and also a tile layer.
Wow.
My name is Musa.
Use the microphone.
My name is Musa Alanaton. I am a welder.
Hey, if I build my house, I won't have issues here.
I'm Humemato Abdul Wahab, the regional head of informal apprenticeship, Northern Region.
Okay.
Musa Aisha.
Oh, Aisha. Go away. It's a ladies' talk. It's a ladies' conversation. So go ahead.
I'm Musa Aisha. I'm
Secretary at NVTI. Okay.
I'm Zola Mariam, an
electrical engineer.
I'm Abdelrazak Faida. I'm doing welding.
So these are young women in the TVET sector. Welding, plumbing, electricals, etc. How did they get in there? Most times we hear about the men, older men. Now we have young women venturing there. Rose, why did you go into the technical side, or instead of going to be, let's say, an accountant, an administrator, a secretary, but why did you want to do this, and how has it been for you?
Why I wanted to do this? Initially, this wasn't my plan at all.
Okay.
I never imagined myself being it. I always wanted to be a fashion designer and also a doctor. So we wrote our BECS and we all got placed and stuff. But then because of this double tracking system, I had a placement in Accra. But as a day student in a school which was fully day school, so there was nothing to do. We came back to Tamale. We went to Tamasco. We did all the protocols, but then
Couldn't get admission.
I just said, Daddy, let me do this. I actually got inspired by one woman on the television. She was actually a mining engineer. I don't remember her name. I can't even remember if I see her, but then she inspired me in a way. So I decided to go into mechanical engineering. I just like the course matter. That was how it started, by loving the course matter. I got into mechanical engineering. I studied. At the beginning, it was some way we almost changed at the point.
Was it difficult? Was a practical thing difficult for you?
The practical part, since I never knew any other things, felt normal, like it was normal. But then being the girl in class was.
You're the only girl in your class?
Yes.
How many were you?
We were about 25 in a class, and I was the only girl in my class. So it was kind of, in a way, but I got used to it. Even today, I'm more into male friends than female because I got used into that. Then after that, we wrote our exams. I did well, but then to go to school, I had a problem with one of my relatives, but I didn't want to do it, and I wanted to go straight to degree, so I had to wait and fail it before I can go back to school. Then the Note project arose, then our teachers actually talked me into it. They kept following it. I didn't know what it was. They said we not. I said, what is this? That I should come. So I was thinking it was just a workshop where you just go and join and be learning. So I was also thinking of making money to go to school. So them talking to me to go, and there is a training coming up. I should go and learn welding and stuff. I was like, what is this? I'm already doing mechanical now, welding. But then one thing was mechanical, not the automotive, mechanical, metal works. Welding is an aspect of it which we weren't taught very well back in school. So it was kind of an opportunity to learn it.
Yeah.
So they taught me, then I got registered, I went for the interview, I qualified. Then when we just started it, I was like, oh, I actually love this. Then we went, and then till now.
So how long have you been a welder?
I've been a welder for professionally for like after the training. It's been more than 6 months now, right? Yeah, and we have been doing great. Even just because of the basic electricity part. I didn't do electrical engineering, but so many things, any electrical for, they'll call me to come and fix it just because of basic electronics in the course. So it's going on very well for me.
How did you get into plumbing?
Well, how I get into this is a question. When I was young, my mind was into carpentry, and the reason was that education, although it's good for you to be educated, and I lost my father. I was still young at 3 years. I lost my father. I was with my auntie. My auntie doesn't have anything to support me to go to school. I was like, I wanted to be a carpenter. And my auntie, you know, those days, being in that, and they say, oh, I'm trying to be a prostitute. That was what they was telling me. I said, okay, I forced myself into carpentry, but that time, I couldn't get it, so I withdrew back to school. Okay, now I went to school. After writing our BEC, my results came. My auntie doesn't have anything to do. I had 21. That was 2013. So my auntie said, I don't have anything. So I just stopped schooling then. From 2013, I just stopped schooling. So as things goes on, I say I have to do something. I managed and I buy fridge, and I was selling beverages. So my brother said, oh, try your best and do something. I said, I don't know, I don't even have money. This Win-Off project, they came out to train people. So I said, hey, I could have been a carpenter, but these 2 months.
So it was a 2-month training?
Yeah, it was a 2 month. I said, okay, let me switch to plumbing. And my reason was that a plumbing is anything that deals with water. And I know every poor family wants to have pipe in their house, then they need water. That was why I put myself into plumbing. And when I go into plumbing, things was very difficult because digging, chiseling, and these petty things, how to mention the name self was very, very difficult because they'll mention some AK this thing, and you'll be thinking of that.
Did your family support you when you told you are married? When you told your husband that you want
Never.
to plumbing?
Never.
How did the family?
They said oh, my mother-in-law is alive, my father-in-law is alive. They said, hey, if you let your wife go into this thing, she'll be a prostitute. She'll go for the training and men will be having her, using her there. So don't just allow her. My husband was like, my father said you shouldn't do it. You say you do it. And if you go there and anything happens, you pack your things away. I said, okay, no problem.
So it was even a threat to your marriage.
I said, there is no problem. I will do it because I knew I would do it, and I'm not going there for boyfriends. I'm going there for a purpose. So when I get there, after the 3 months training, immediately we finished the training and we come. My father-in-law break pipe, and she tried me.
So your father-in-law, who was against you learning plumbing, sports a pipe, and he called to come and fix it.
Yes.
Did you?
Yes, I do. Until now, when he went out and someone is talking of plumbing, she used to call me. Go and tell my.
He's not your brother.
Yes, yes. And even just yesterday night, someone has a blog, hand wash basin, kitchen sink, those ones. They called me and I went and I unblocked it, so the water. And now I stay around Gurgu. Anything that has problem due to plumbing, they used to say, oh, call this. So, she's a lady, so can she do it? But when they called me and they felt happy.
It's amazing. I'm just looking at all the women who have said that, hey, my husband says I shouldn't go, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, let me please them. If not, if I go out, my marriage, I've lost my husband, I've lost my family. But she stood against all of these perceptions, perspective, and she went, and now she's a plumber. And those who were against her are now using her services. Whatever you want to do as a person, as a young person, as a woman, people will be against you. But at the end of the day, they are still going to support you. So if you are watching the show and you want to go and learn plumbing, whatever thing, welding as a woman, and people are saying you shouldn't do that, please, please, please try to convince them and go and do, because it is something that you can't stay away from. A time will come that only women are going to be involved in these things. How did you get into, you are doing what? Welding as well. Hey! Welding! Okay, how did you get into welding?
Yes. First, I was a dressmaker.
Oh, nice.
I was a dressmaker, and I always been that. Some people will bring their dresses for you to sew. When you sew, they won't pay you. And I realized that no, I have to change your way.
So you can sew professionally?
Yes, I have to change. And I asked myself, what way am I supposed to change? And I realized, and I said, oh, let me choose welding, because this time around, the fashion designers, there are so many, but for welding, they are there, but they are men's. So I have to choose welding. And I went and asked my brother, because my father is not alive. My brother said, no, a woman cannot be a welder. And I said, brother, please, I want it, so have me support. And he said, no. One day I went to shop and come, and my brother called me and said, oh, first you were told to be a welder. Now, I heard that we love has come to support welder, girls to be a welders and a lot of things. So if you are still interested on it, you have to go. And I went and picked the form and did it. When I went there, first when I went, I said, this thing was difficult, can I do it? And I said, I'm just still there. I said, oh, I still have the confidence to do it. I have to do it. So I went for the training. And I went for the attachment. After then, when I went for the training, some people were saying, oh, how can a woman be a welder? You can't do it. And I said, I will. One welder shop be behind our house. One day they said, I'm learning welding from Wino. And he said, no, how can a woman be a welder? He called me, asked me, can I weld? And I said, yes. What type of welding do you want? Spot welding or continue welding that you want, I can do it. So the man give me this thing,
Like something to try.
So I tried, and he said, "Oh, see, this girl, she's not a girl, she's like a man. She can do it. Hey, look at how she's well. Even some of my boys here cannot do it." Yes, and secondly, they said if I finish it, I will not get a job. And I said, let me do it. I will not stop. Opportunity comes at once, so I will not stop. I will continue what I'm doing. Maybe one day I'll get support from somewhere. So I still on it.
You are still welding, but you have finished the training.
Yes, I finished the
So
training.
you are now like a master.
Yes.
Wow. Hey, then my house building, dear, I will just employ only women to come and lay the braids, build. I think it will be an amazing experience to have a full force of women who are doing the whole electrical stuff for. I'm looking for a sound engineer. If you hear of a sound engineer who is a woman, link the person to the person should come and work on the reflection show team. But you are at that sector promoting this agenda. What is that thing that is pushing you personally to do that, and also the impact that have been made?
Thank you very much. As you can see, under the informal sector, what pushed me there is that a lot of vulnerable and school dropouts are being worked at the informal sector. Somebody will go to senior high school 3 years. The person can, when the person complains, he can't use the hand to even work. He or she will find herself under the informal sector. And like I said, the informal sector serves as a source of income and reduce burden on parents. And before I took this position, I was the head of Department of Secretaryship and Management at Tamale Vocational Training Institute. And sometimes we have a committee that we normally reach out to the junior high school, the final year students, sensitize them the need for vocational education. And through this, people got to know me and said, "Oh, madam, we need these certificates. I have a workshop. I didn't go to school, but I have the skill. I've gotten an opportunity, and there is certificate that I have to present so that I can gain that opportunity." I used to help because it's not my area. General Electrical building, I support them. So there was a time they advertised internally that they need a manager to occupy one of our institutions. So I applied, and they asked me to submit a concept paper, 5-minute concept paper, something that is not in existence. And we're 6 in number. So we finished the interview. Actually, what I presented there, they gave the position to me.
Wow.
Yes, because it has never happened. I started with 2. Skill gap, they issue certificate to them, but they don't give them capacity building, how to manage the apprentices. Some of the apprentices.
I think we did that training.
Yes, I started with you. We did the training, so it was one of my concept paper. When I took over the office, because I realized that some of them, they don't groom themselves.
So it was something you were not implementing with the foundation.
Yes.
And it went so well.
Yes, it went so well.
I think we have to go back to
yes,
that.
And then another aspect is not a matter of giving them certificate. Connection, network, and get funding, support them. Like Comfort have signed a contract, and I'm one of the a leader who lead the informal sector. You know, some of them, they didn't go to school, they can't fill the form with the net. I use my smartphone, fill it for them. As I'm speaking, about 20 when I took over the office. Some of them have received startup kits, and they were able to buy industrial machines. And some of them were working with their madams, and they were paying them. Some of them have received this support, and they have now established themselves. And then with this win-off, I think I'm going to sign a contract. I have some projects to run for them. I've opened a platform whereby we can groom this girl, get contract for them, instead of them sitting in the house. Because when you learn the skill, you need to be in the industry. And how can they go there? It is our department that can lead the young girls into the industry, to polish up and also become madams, so that one day they even take a contract for themselves. And even own what? A land and build.
Yeah.
Those with the bricklaying, they can build. The carpentry women will come and roof. That is my passion and my vision. And I pray that this vision should come to reality.
It's something I'm also personally passionate about, and I like people coming together to form a great partnership and a big alliance, because it makes the work very easy. Because I am doing this, you are doing this. At the end of the day, the goal is just one: to make sure that young people and young women have a perspective different from what we used to know. So a woman now can be a plumber, can be a welder. Who knows? The next president of Ghana is sitting right here. Yes, let me come to you. Tell us how you got involved in all of that. You dear, I have to do a special public speaking skill for you. Ibrahim Mustafa, please, this lady dear, you just have to come and do a special. Go ahead. Okay, I think if you want to prepare yourself, I think, yes, go ahead. Let's come to you before we go back.
I'm a welder at T-Poly.
Tamale Technical
University. I was at Ambaria Senior High. I was doing home economics. So when I wrote, I was having some mistakes. So I was sitting at home because I want to get some money to go to school
and further your education.
So my brother was teaching at Tamale University at T-Poly. So when we know people bring their program to do at T-Poly, so my brother called me and asked me, can I do that program? I say yes, I can do it. He told me that can I do welding? I say yes, I can do it. So he offered me to come to T-Poly and do the welding. I started the welding. It was good for me. So even we do an attachment at Ghana Water Company. They bring pipe for me to fill it and weld. I did it. Even if they are going out for some work, they'll always send me to go and do it.
Okay, to go and work with them and see how everything goes. Okay.
So I experienced all this.
And how do you feel? Do you feel that is actually what you wanted to do, or it just because at a point there was no hope, or are you enjoying your new profession?
Yes, I'm enjoying it.
Would you advise other girls to go into that? I like that response. It means that it's something you are really enjoying, you love doing it, and you expect that, I think, getting more access to it, more young people should go into that as well. So let me come to you, let me hear from you about what you think about this whole youth in TVET and then agenda.
My name is Isabella Mariama. Okay, first of all,
take the microphone closer to you.
I didn't know anything about electricals and electronics engineering when I was at JHS. I knew nothing about it. But when I wrote my BC and the results came, so I went and checked and realized that it was electronics on my results. I didn't choose
electronics.
Yeah, I didn't choose.
And a computer chose for you.
Yeah. And I'm happy for the computer.
Computer, I've been choosing this kind of courses for the ladies. They were
behind the computer.
So I didn't choose it. So when I went and checked my results, I got a double technical institute. So I went for my admission. When I got that course, a lot of people was laughing at me, teasing me, making fun of me that how can a lady do an electrical or boys dominated course, that I can't do it, what and what. So that's what they was telling my father. So I didn't mind anybody. So I and my mother, may Almighty Allah bless my mother. So I and her went for the admission. I took the admission and she came back home. So I was there and I received a call from my dad that I want to change you a school. You won't go. You can't do this course. I want you to go to a private school. I want you to go to a nursing training, what and what. And I told him that I won't do it. So far as I have this course, that's what I want to do.
How was it like? So you finished the Bupa, and it was when you were now going to tertiary that they wanted you to go to this?
When my JHS. So when my results came, BC results came, when I went in check.
So they wanted you to be a nurse. So they wanted to change you a school so you could go and learn arts or science or something.
Yes.
Wow. It's getting so interesting, and should I say I'm getting a bit emotional here because I have been a victim of parenting trying to tell us what we should do. Maybe my choice was not there. I think, yes, they wanted me to be an immigration officer or a nurse or a teacher. But my passion wasn't really there, and it took me a lot of time. I have really gone through a lot of stages in my life where a lot of things had to go wrong for me to rebuild myself again, just because I didn't want to do what maybe my family wanted me to do. And it's a big challenge. So I just want to encourage every parent out there who have their children wanting to do something they love to just support them, because you might not really have them be, I think, I don't know, I'm getting so emotional on this, but you might not really have them doing what you want them to do. So please, parents, support us. We can be the plumbers, we can be the welders, we can be the electricians, we can be anything, just when we put our minds to it. Let's go for a break. We are back to continue. Tamale Kabula. Welcome back to the Reflection Show. Anyways, we are recording here at the Hopping Academy in Tamale, the city, the biggest city in Ghana is Tamale. You can agree, you can disagree, but it's an amazing place to be, and we are happy that there's so much progress happening now, and a lot of young people are moving far and far ahead in their career perspective. Now, Rose, let me come to you. What advice would you give to a young girl or a young person out there who has been forced to do something that they don't want to do, or anything else that you want to add to it?
Oh, okay, to the young people out there, especially to the girls, please don't just go into something because someone is pushing you. Maybe you can try, but then definitely because you don't have passion in it, because you don't love it, you know, firstly, the interest in the job matters. If you don't love the job, no matter how many days you go to work, you wouldn't do anything profitable. So don't let anyone push you somewhere because the person wants you to fulfill their
What are some of the challenges you face realistically?
Even
though it's good for, we are encouraging you to be there, but there are one or two challenges that you face.
Yeah.
Can you share?
Yeah, there are a lot of challenges you are going to face as a woman getting into male-dominated programs. Firstly, one thing that is common is about the strength part. You know, you are going to be lifting heavy stuff. You are going to be, and strength is not just about your physical strength. No, not this. You are going to need some kind of emotional strength. Sometimes you'll be welding, then the droppings will be actually touching you. Stalana can bear witness to that, and Rufida. You'll be having melting metal dropping on you. You can't complain. That's your job.
Don't you like wear?
Yeah,
like,
it penetrates.
It still penetrates.
But it still penetrates in a way, but it wouldn't penetrate as much as it would have if you weren't with anything. So you have to be strong when doing those things. And sometimes you are going to have guys from your workplace trying to propose to you. It's all tests. They are liars. They are all lying. Don't mind them. They are all lying. They are. Aren't you beautiful? Every woman is beautiful. For that I know. And there are women out there they are going to meet. And as a woman being beautiful, they are not going to be the only people you see after them. I personally, when I'm going to workshop, I dress like a lady. I wouldn't wear any working gear to my workplace.
You get there in change.
I get there in change.
Oh, nice.
So most of the time, it's just recently people I live with are realizing that this is actually what I'm doing. Most of the times, or maybe if I'm supposed to leave from the shop to come and do something as so emergency, then I'll just come with my working gear like that. Most of the time, I just dress. Don't say because you are doing men courses, you know, protect yourself as a fine girl, then your hands will be rough. Well, come on, try and protect yourself. Get the smooth hands. Be a girl, like.
Still look beautiful and still explore, still show off that, in as much as I'm in a male-dominated job, I still want to look nice. I still want to carry my body so well, and it's all the time that you carry it like a woman's hand.
Yeah, that's what made them tell you that if you do this, because you not get a man to marry. If you take care of your
this married thing, I don't know why. Why?
It's there.
Is Christ coming or what? Because it's like every time a girl is doing something, they'll find a way to put marriage on you.
Yes.
Hey. You too, if you don't do something well, you won't get a woman to marry. Let's get
you
to
also
point,
get a woman.
Let's get to the point where we say things like that if you don't behave well as a man, you won't get a woman to marry. If you do this, you can get a woman to marry. It's not all the time they should be like, if you don't do this, a woman will not get a man to marry. Are you sure? Are you sure?
We will also marry you.
Yes.
We also marry you.
We got standard. So let me come to you. What are the challenges in your job, plumbing?
What challenges is there?
Tell us some of them.
We'll go back to that one.
Okay, so she wants to say Dagmani in this. I will translate. Yeah, you trust me. I'll translate this Dagmani. Yes, let's go.
Plumbing yala ben shashedun kuzang ko kompulo. Kom yala mu'sara. Kama pipe vo chahil ne plumbing mbala. Amala ayile kasukat nang banjra. Nanga onun la kaza sa ka suru kom tin yar na shara kom suuma tin yar le. So duzu plumbing yala ben yar shanga din ye dabutuma.
Let me say this one before I forget. She said that plumbing, even though it's a male-dominated job, but women are also encouraged to be there. She's also saying that in the shower, right? So when they go, they see the showers, they see the pipes and all of that. So she's now about to explain what plumbing really entails. Clap for me! I've translated from the money. Go ahead.
So dabutuma nyala hale amadin nung talat na pagbazan habwan le. Pa yu bwan le debe woman de pa wele no be ben shasha. Pa kamal ya.
Tell them.
The to tumle. Nin asudin de be de punu. De zang amang chatun shel ni asuna be baraka nya so forcer dara chahara.
Wait. She's saying that do not force yourself into a trade just because it's a female-dominated job. If only as a woman you are interested in learning a male-dominated job, go into it. So she's encouraging all women to go into the TVET agenda, go into plumbing, welding, etc. Go ahead. Is that all? Or you have more to say. Today, my money has come, so you.
The time is
Go ahead. Yes.
I'm gonna mention.
You also saying that money. My money will finish today. Go ahead. Okay.
I'm not mentioning young Yamakama. Dabba Tumamar, but Dabba Kunkwana to another. Bulan Cheka Power, the Dabba and the Paba Tumaka, Paba Banku to and Dabba Tuma.
She's asking a very vital question here. That why can men learn female-dominated jobs, but females cannot learn male-dominated jobs? So these jobs that are not gender specific. So don't just come and say that, oh, a woman shouldn't learn this because she's a woman. Jobs are not gender specific. If you want to learn something, go in there and learn.
The Lamba Bambe Yankan Sura. But song to support, but the Matanua. I'm Patatuma for Amber full of the power. The banner to Dabba to Mamma, also Adi Canadia no yam for and let Dabba to my dear no to nongly, was to on the shell number. A partial cousin on an amvorshell, no quotable nongle and the borisha. A ma could cheer o mamma sooner a boroshella, quote and nongly, car with 10 1 and 2 nongly.
To the parents. To the parents, she's saying that parents should not force their children to learn what they want them to do. So if your child comes to you and say that, oh, I want to learn this skill, I want to learn that skill, push them there. You can force your child to learn a particular skill, and that might not be the skill that your child wants to learn. The child might get there at the end of the day and even mess up. But when you allow the child to flow in the skill they want to do, they will flow very well. Today, I am going to apply to be a Dagmani translator. I'm not so well to try to. Charlie, sometimes it's a bit difficult speaking Dagmani, but Charlie, I've done well. Hey, I've done well. I'll praise myself. What you do, you speak English. Yes, speak English. Then maybe you can wrap up a bit in Dagmani in what you want to say.
Yeah. In fact, free TVET. Technical and vocational education and training is very, very important. So I entreat all parents to send their young girls and the youth to learn a skill, because when they learn the skill, it will reduce burden on parents. And when they learn the skill, it will stop them from roaming about, because they don't have anything doing. That's why we have this Kaya ye, strictism, and then this Sakawa. So I'm entreating every parent to embrace technical and vocational education and training. That would be to reduce unemployment rate in the country. Because when you go to university graduates, they are holding certificate, they cannot do anything. But with TVET, whether you have a certificate or you don't have a certificate, you have your handwork. And it will serve you as a source of it, like the madams and the masters. When you go to their shop, sometimes people take the vocational sector to become boss. Madam. It's also a plus. We are building them to become leaders. So the other challenge that the informal sector is facing is the startup kids. I want parents to support their work. Most especially, like what she has said, we have the female-dominated forces, we have the male. We encourage all of them. We have catering. We want males to also do the catering. We have this thing, fashion and design. It's female work, but we want male to also do that. They will also encourage our female, just like my ladies here, who have decided to go with the male-dominated course with plumbing and other things. I have a lot of girls who have finished school. We trained 5 ladies. NOSAC sponsored them. 5 of them. But when NOSAC established their resource center, these girls were called. And the man said the way they were turning the shovel, and they said, these ladies, they are very good. So they did the work, and then the man had a contract for them. That they should follow them, and then so I entreat, because TVET is, you don't wait for government to come in, but you have your opportunities are there. And when you get the certificate, it's not all over that can open our shop. There are other opportunities like the security services. Most our students, some of our students are over there. In terms of electrical, if it is fall, they won't go out and look for electrical. They will just called you,
Yeah.
come and repair. So most of them are rushing to those who know about it. So if you don't know that the certificate you will get from MVT or TVET, you can use it to enter police, immigration. I'm making this awareness, creating this awareness. Get a skill, get the certificate. If you want to join the security service, you can use the TVET certificate to join the security services.
Wow.
And this is creating more opportunity for our youth. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think my friend wants to talk. Let me come to you. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
The challenges you encounter and what you might want to tell people about.
There are a little bit difficulty in our distance. In our field, because most of the people, they don't encourage us at all. Like, if you are doing it, you say you can't do it, they what saying bad things about you. They don't just encourage us at all. And the ladies, there are a lot of ladies who fear this course, the boys dominated course, that is difficult, No, it's not difficult, it's rather very interesting job. So, and this is a big step forward in our future. So, and for me, I can't wait to see what become of it. And we the ladies, we have to make each decision with our best interest in mind. We have to believe in ourselves, so that we have to believe in ourselves so that we can reach our goal and fulfill our dreams.
Okay. Anything to add?
I wanted to summarize the Ndagbani.
Yes, you will. I want her to make a presentation. We just take the summary and close. Okay.
I want to tell my colleagues that they can also do what men can do. Men can do it better, because the welding was so good for me. Even my colleagues told me that I can't do it, but when I went through it, I could do it. So I'm encouraging my colleagues that they can also do it, because after doing all my welding, my colleague told me that I should get the form for him to also do it. So I could get it for him. So
Okay, so I think that it's been an amazing session. It's been an amazing episode on this, because personally I'm learning and I have just come to understand that we have so much potential. We just wanted to have a free conversation, no formalities, nothing so formal about this. Just us sitting there and talking about the things we see, the things we hear, the things we have experienced, the things we have felt about TVET, about this agenda. How are we going about it? How are we going to push this? And I'm glad that we're making an impact. I remember last year when you contacted me to start this, I was like, why haven't I thought about TVET? And in just a year that the Martha Inspires Foundation has been doing this agenda, we have seen so much improvement. We have gone to Dagopa, we have done some for the apprentices, we have done some for the masters, we have even done for NTVTI, we've done some interviews on TVET, and now we held the Youth Empowerment Summit on connecting STEM and TVET to economic development, and we are still doing. I'm just imagining what this will turn out to be in the next 2-3 more years, because I tend to speak out to more young people who really want to do something like this. As parents, are we sure we want to invest in our children, or we just want them to come out to be people that society would say that, oh, your child is good, your child is not that? Mother Humema, take us through what you want us to know.
Okay,
so she wants to say this in Dagbani.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can say that in English. then you say that in Dagbani, or you say in Dagbani and say it in English. My Dagbani is vanishing.
Okay.
Oh, but don't, you are laughing at him. Please say it in Dagbani, I'll interpret. Say it in Dagbani. I will
okay.
shape some enemies there today.
Mpuru so kamza wan lihirti ka wumde ti dal zama ma tin jesu ma ti dirla fila zan kwanu nutum bansan de dan fani to nimal lahba shanin ti lambe nyala ti ka ti za azab labna nutum bansan din yan to ku fara zumo dabslu gwamnati yina ntanin free tv te nutum bansan ma ti be ma bishop chang la free this year yunu pulni zo da tuni ta zan ta za alamna because ka ta za ni ka gwamnati ni to kwai Allah gwamnati ne bukuma palme zo buku to lan kwai nirba zo ami bo hanu tumban sa amal shahara gban aka shahara gban ja ai ne gidan yi ko lare nzan son ka son abima ka abima gba kana ta son zo on ku pan da zama tu yandi ti ce ka ta za labna nunu tumban sun pulo especially zanchan te biponsila ka bo hande da butuma pero lihirba kama nunu tumban sindinyala zu kunma de nyala munye vulnerable mun kutonya kallala nyale this ayani onyala dende be ozo pour butumda wa ko en gab we na makarutumda katmalla ten enjoy air condition nzo nunu tumban sindi pala ni zo tumanin nundle de nyala ben shadi yankan te to ku fara ka ce ka yogi tuma ntete bi pola ka bi ce saka wannan bu ka ce kaya yonin cande ka ce sabaja ban can jaja mo biko bi ai ne ko ka tuma ma dinin ya o can ginde tun la amma o mai onu no tun ban san biya at least den yihir kubo kubo nsong nan bi ma ka song de lamba ma mpo ya ka.
Okay, so this is what she said. She said that we should all support the Tibet agenda and we should invest in them. That can reduce Sakawa, Kayayu, and all of these unwelcome lifestyles of young people. Also, if you say that people in Tibet are not intelligent, how are they able to calculate some of these wires or calculate some of these, because some of them even goes beyond just knowing them. You have to know how to measure. You need all of that to be able to calculate it effectively, to position to get good lights or to get anything that will be able to use for the house or the community. In general, she's just talking to people and parents or the indigent of the north, like, excuse me to say, typical cultural people who still do not accept or believe that women should venture into male-dominated jobs. She's just appealing to them and telling them that we have gotten to the point whereby women can flow, we can explore, and we can be ourselves. So our chiefs, our elders, our parents should come together and support the Tibet agenda. Do not discard anything or anyone. Am I correct? Yes. Very soon I'll be doing this show in that band. Yeah, so yeah, I think that all in all we have come to understand that it's a very important topic, it's a very vital topic, and I'm glad that you have come, Rose and the rest of you, and my friend who doesn't want to talk to us. But I think that this is also another exposure. You are on TV, you are talking. Imagine people in your hometown sees you. You're going to be an inspiration. They're going to be like, oh, Yakaza is Bella TV is oh. What brought you to the TV? Because you were a plumber? Because you are what? A welder. But they are there and they are laughing at you. Are they on TV? They are there, they are laughing at you. Are they getting that money you said that somebody is giving you? So at the end of the day,
I made food by myself.
You did what?
I even made food by myself.
You made a cool pot by yourself. Wow. I think that I just have to like sometimes like go to the, I think I just did that for Rhoda, and I've done that at the Dabopa Technical Institute. They have manufactured a tricycle. We've done that episode as well. And I think I have to get to the point where you are welding. I think we just took small videos from the students, but I think I have to come see how you do the cool pot. Like I have to come and see how you're also doing the plumbing. Yeah. So now if my WC or my water, I'll just call my friend, come and check it for me, you know. Yeah. the point where we can have, I know an architect who is a woman. I interviewed her on a reflection show, Mrs. Joyce Dama. She's an architect and she's a woman. Like, she's done tremendously well. So imagine I'm having an architect as a woman, a plumber, a welder, a bricklayer. Hey, then after that we'll just take a swag and take a picture and say this house was built by women.
Wow.
You can imagine how that is going to happen. That a whole house is built by women. It's going to be nice, it's going to be amazing. And for me, I don't think that nothing is impossible. It's possible. So let's look for a chief, a female chief who wants to give us a land. Let's build a training center. Then ask where we get the land, we are going to build a training center. We'll write to our partners who want to support us. Don't worry about the labor. We got the women. The women will go and do everything. And the women in the bigger industries are going to pump money into it. We're going to have a bigger perspective. Thank you so much, ladies, for coming. I really had a good time. This is my first time of having this kind of setting. Hey, who brought the idea that we should sit on the floor? So Rose, I think I'll copy this your idea. So every time I'm on the seat, and I think I like this. Just have a girls talk and girls conversation. It's been nice, it's been amazing, and I believe that you keep watching the reflection show. I believe that you keep, please, you're looking for partners and sponsors. 05495788512. The numbers are on your screen. Come and sponsor the reflection show so that we can reach out to many young people out there, because there are lots of young people we need to bring them on board. Some are not even in Tamale. How to transport them to come and hear their stories. If we have to go into their communities, we have to be able to go there on our own and do a lot of things. Come and support a good agenda. The Martha Inspires Foundation, please, is getting to the end of the year. We are asking for clothes, shoes, books, food, anything. I want to do some party this year for some of my plenty children. Last year, on my birthday, 20th December, we did, I think, some like small party for like 100 children. This year, I want to increase the number so that we can do like up to even 2 or 3 communities. And we're asking for clothes, we're asking for shoes, for food, for learning materials, anything you want to donate. Call us on same number, 0549578. 512. Some of you have donated even from Accra. Edith, Auntie Gina, they just send us clothes from Accra for us to go and donate. So wherever you are, in Sunyani, in Kumasi, in Teshimank, in Tampo, Tamale here, Accra, wherever, even outside Ghana, send us clothes, send us books, and we'll go and deliver. Martha Inspires Foundation is our Facebook name. You can go and check out all of these details for yourself. Martha Inspires on YouTube. You can check all our videos there. As soon as we upload a video, when you click on the bell symbol, you'll be notified anytime we upload a video. Thank you so much for watching. We really do appreciate your time with us, and we believe that you have been inspired and it's something that you keep reflecting on. My name is Martha Anabila. Do have a good night. Hello and welcome to another wonderful episode of Thoughts from Martha Inspires. I am Martha Anabila. Today I want to talk to you about what I have captioned, don't dent your reputation. Sometimes when we look at reputation, we think about a kind of big brand, being successful, being famous, or being a celebrity. That makes you have a reputation. No matter who you are, at what level you are, you can even be a student. Today I was talking to one of my mentees and I was telling her that she should be careful how she replies to students. She talks to her peers, or how her peers want to trigger her to get angry. Because in the next 2 years, she wants to stand as the SRC president of her school. But at that time, people are going to dig out something she might have done. Don't dent your image because you don't know the role, the career path you are going to be in the next 2, 3, 5 years, 10 years from now. Because social media never forgets. I know it's painful, I know it's hurtful, I know it's something that you don't even know how to deal with it and even how to go about it when somebody hurts you. But think about the purpose and the mandate that God has given you, that in the next few years you want to stand as the president, as the minister,
something that you would have done 10 years ago can be a reason why you missed that opportunity. Preparing for your breakthrough is not just about working on yourself, of course. It means that being careful and omitting some of the mistakes that might have a negative impact on you in future. If you read my book, Inspiration for Purpose, I highlight that as a young person, you need to build your own name. Don't write on the names of your parents. The names, or maybe my uncle is a minister, so you hear the big names and you are comfortable about it. No. What is that brand, that name, that one day when they mention your name, Master Anabila, it will be a name of weight. Don't dent your image. If you are in primary school, junior high school, senior high school, you are in the university or even above university, don't dent your image, because social media will not forget you. Your friends would always want to come back to say something against you. When a pig is fighting with someone and the person gets angry and wants to fight back with the pig will drag the person to the mat, and later on they will see the person and not the pig, because the pig's behavior is to always get dirty in the mud. But sometimes, but the level God wants to take you to, don't be dragged into the mud. Be careful how you allow, when somebody insults you, sometimes don't reply, don't retaliate. Silence solves issues, and rumors become meaningless with time. If possible, don't reply, because your reputation, you might think you were nobody today, but in the next 5-10 years, when you are about to be successful, that is where the enemy goes back to dig your past and want to cause problems and issues against you. Please don't give the devil a chance. Don't let people have things to say against you while you cannot access that breakthrough. It is tough. That is why you have to pray for that kind of grace. In short, make sure that the reputation you want to build in future starts from now. Reputation is built not just in a day, but for several years. Comes together to give you a very great and wonderful reputation. Be strong and of good courage. Be patient and believe that all things work together for your good. Thank you for watching this episode on Thoughts from Martha Inspires. I am Martha Anabila. See you next time.